Yo, Pale Blue Wave here. We are going to be doing another edit tonight, and this is with a stranger I ran into on Southeast Hawthorne in Portland, Oregon, and we're going to be doing a little editing tutorial in Lightroom. So let's start right up. We probably have like 3 different locations, so there might be 3 different edits. We have these dark ones, we have ones where it's a little brighter with the light coming in from the side, then we have these in front of this theater called the Baghdad. So we got quite a few to do here. So where do we want to start? Oh boy, let's just start with these because they're going to be, I think we're going to go really film-like. We're going to try to emulate film stock, and to do that, well, let's just start. I'll show you how I do it because I do it quite often. It's a little underexposed, so we're going to push it up. We'll get exposure dialed in after we get the film stock look. And to make film stock, what you want is to fade the shadows. So we're going to start here in the mids. We're going to pull down the mids pretty aggressively, and then we're going to push up the shadows so that we get a nice faded look in the shadows. Maybe right around here. We're going to pull down the mids even more just to give it more contrast. You see it's underexposed now, so we're going to pop up the exposure a bit. Probably, how much do we want? That might be good. Well, one thing we gotta do is push up these highlights a bit, so maybe right around there. It's looking a little overexposed to me. Okay, this is a good starting spot. I mean, you could fade it pretty hard, but we'll probably go right around here. And now let's go straight to color grading. When we think about film stock, usually you'll see like a greenish, green to red. The hue is like green to red. Usually it's like greenish coming through the shadows. So what we're going to do is the shadows first for color grading. We're going to push green really, really hard. And it looks ugly, but we're going to use a very important slider here called balance. And what that does is it increases or decreases the amount of green coming through the shadows. So if you go way to the left, you're going to get green through the whole dynamic range, and if you go way to the right, you're going to barely be able to see the green come through the shadows. So what I usually end up with is between 70 and 90%. This looks good right there, 85. Saturation's all the way up, so and then what I do is I adjust the hue until I get the vibe I want in the shadows. So it's probably going to be around here. Little green, a little yellow. And what I'm going to do from here is add some reds back into the midtones because sometimes the greens suck them out a bit. So we're going to add a little bit of red in here. That actually looked pretty good. Let's see, you can just increase the saturation until you kind of get it where you want it. And then you can change the hue. Try to find where you want to put this. That looks pretty good to me. And then for highlights, usually we think about skin tone and the color of the whites and just overall white balance. What I like to do is usually go, with these it's going to be very different than my usual probably because the backlighting changes things. But usually we'll go to like 231-ish. Let's just try 231 for highlights, and then you can push it up or down. You can see it like the blue of the highlights sucks out a lot of the yellow. So you want to be, this is where we started. I think we are going to use some, maybe around here. That looks about right. And then you can adjust the hue till you get, what you need to be doing is looking at skin tone. Is it too red or is it too yellow? And you want to find kind of the perfect middle ground. So here's before and after the color grade. It's looking better for sure. This looks pretty good to me. Let's we're gonna go down and check this out. So this is before highlights and after. We might have gone a little too hard on the highlights there. Let's go down to 7. Oops. Okay, so before and after. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. The only other thing I'm thinking is let's take a look at vibrance, so we can push vibrance up a little. Maybe a little. Actually, that's quite a lot. 19. And then the only, well, not the only other thing, but another thing we're going to do is saturation, which usually I desaturate stuff. or I leave it at 0. But if I'm gonna saturate, I never use this saturation slider because it saturates all your colors equally, which I don't, it's kind of a blunt object. Usually I'll start up on calibration first, and from here we kind of get a grouping of these primary colors, so you can increase a little more delicately. And then if you need more not accuracy, a sharper tool maybe, you use HSL. If you just want to adjust individual colors, HSL is the way to do it. So let's see, maybe a little like very light saturation. Ooh, this kind of looks nice actually. The blue saturation's really giving some nice color to the hair, which I like. The backlighting in the hair, so that looks pretty nice. I think this, so here's before and after saturation. Honestly, it might be a little too much for me. I'm very light on saturation. You know, you can have your own style, do it differently, but I'm not a big saturation guy. All right, let's go back into the curves now and just adjust as we need. I think, yeah, right around here. Right around here. Mids, let's see. How much contrast do you want, you know? That's what you're dealing with here. Probably right around there. Oh wow, I changed that quite a bit. I kind of like more contrast, so we'll keep it here. And then highlights, let's just see. I don't know. Kind of hard. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good actually. Let's try 1 for that exposure. Let's try like 1.1 just to see what it. Okay. Okay, 1.05 maybe. What happened there? 1.05. There you go. Okay, 1 looks. Okay, I don't know. Maybe 1.05. It doesn't. We don't need to dial it in perfectly. We'll just start here. It's not a bad edit. That's not a bad first edit. So what we'll do is we'll paste it into some other photos. That looks pretty good. That's kind of a really cool shot. Great look. Oh, the other thing I wanted to try with this one was adding some grain. So I'm going to do that. Maybe decrease texture. The thing about texture, I like rarely ever touch texture. Because usually I shoot wide open at like 1.4. So if you start touching clarity or texture, sometimes it looks out of focus. But let's try that. I want to add grain to this. So let's start with like 35. Let's see if we can make this grainy. And then size. Let's increase size and roughness quite a bit. That might be a little too much. Yeah, that's too much. The roughness, I think, is. That looks pretty good. I'm just like messing around. Let me see this size. I just want to see. Oh, I see. Okay. So the roughness really has a big effect on right around there. Before and after. It adds some like texture to the photo. I kind of like. Kind of like it. What if we went like crazy? Push. Oh, I just messed sharpening up. My bad. Where is my here? What if we increase the grain a bit? The amount of grain. Oh, I see. Okay. Dial this in. Grain amount. 35 to 49. Okay. I think it's fine. The reality is no one's going to see it on these social media sites. That's for sure. Like such a small amount of grain that I'm never going to see it. It looks good though. That shot's awesome. I love that shot. Even though the framing's a little off. The light, I just love the light. Yeah, this one's gonna be really good. Yeah, I kind of dig that. Okay, this one's important that we get right. It looks like we need some help on the color grade here. But yeah, this shot, I want to get this shot right because it's a very nice shot. Highlights are a little... I'm just trying to dial in these shadows. Let me see. Maybe the first one's just good. The face looks... I'm just looking... It looks a little shiny almost, but... Let's try out some changes on this. Yeah. Maybe some more reds. Let's see what more pinks will do in the mids. No, that's not what we need. Let me check out these hue. This hue might... Oh yeah, a little more warmth looks way better. Not too much. Dang. Maybe right around there. Here's before and after. Yeah, the warmth. Yeah. We need it to be warmer instead of greenish, more yellow. It looks pretty good. Yeah, looks pretty good. I don't know. What if we like really increase the grain a lot? That's way too much. Yeah, no. That just looks out of focus. Okay, we're just gonna go back to our original. I think like it looks alright. Maybe we get rid of this clarity decrease. Yeah, I don't like touching clarity, honestly. Let's try like 1.15 on this. 1.1. Alright. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna paste it on here and see if I like this hue better. Oh, no. Wait. I kind of like it green on these. Let me see. I think this one we can get rid of. Yeah, this one we're just gonna get rid of because I'm not gonna use that one. I thought it was cool, but like the teeth thing just not gonna work. That looks better. That looks way better on this one. Yeah, the warmth of it looks better to me. How about this? Yeah, alright. It looks pretty good. Alright, here's another smiling one, which is pretty nice. Not a bad shot. I don't know though, which one's better. I think this one's better. Yeah, this one's way better. This is a nice shot, it's just like kind of over the top. I'm just pasting it on to see how it looks on these. It's too cool. I don't know if I'll actually use... Well, her friend came in and I did a shot with them, so I'm not sure if we're going to use that. Anyways, that needs a different edit. Let's try to paste on this. Is it... Oh, that looks fine to me. I mean, maybe some adjustments. It looks a little saturated on the blues. The blues look pretty saturated to me. But the skin tone looks fine. The hair looks good. I think like if we just go to blues and decrease saturation there. Yeah. That looks pretty good. But yeah, I mean, honestly, the edit works pretty well on that. Not gonna lie. Looks fine. Here's a smiling photo. Overexposed. Oh, very yellow too. So, and the highlights, well, this is a tough one. The highlights are really strong here. Yeah. Okay, so this didn't paste very well. I wonder why. Well, I mean, I guess I know why. It's a completely different location. It's interesting that the last photo worked so well. It's almost like these mids are probably off. I don't know if we'll use this photo either, honestly. Maybe we should just start from scratch on these, because this photo is pretty good. Let's start from scratch on this one and just see what we get. Okay, so let's go. I always like to overexpose a little, and then I go straight to curves, and we'll do a similar pull down the mids, and we'll push up the shadows slightly, and then this brings some highlights. Well, the highlights look strong already. But there's a very interesting... Oh, the colors from the window is what's interesting. Because we're getting a lot of red, but then a lot of yellow on the skin tone. On the left side here. Kind of a weird photo. Weird lighting. Let's just try again. So we're going to push up the shadows, and then we're going to push balance into it. And then we'll adjust the hue until we see kind of something we like. Don't worry about the skin tone. Worry about what the shadows. So I'm looking at like the coat, because that's where the shadows are going to come through. I kind of think like right around there. And then we might have to change it. Then we'll do some reds in the mids. I'm looking at the hair now, because we want this hair to pop. I think the mids will accentuate it. And then highlights, we need to get some of this yellow out. So we're going to put like back to 230. Yeah, there we go. 231. And it's a little too much there, but maybe right around there. But see how like here's before and after. Look at how much yellow gets sucked out. It still might be a little too strong, like maybe like 6. But it's much better than it was. Do we want any vibrance on this? Yeah, just a little bit. Saturation, going to the greens in calibration. Blues. Very light. And then I'm going to decrease the saturation in HSL on this jeans because they look really blue. Right around there looks good. That looks good. And that's a much better edit than what we started with, so that's good. Do we want to fade it anymore? So we can just push up the shadows to fade it. I kind of like it faded. And then we'll push the mids down to compensate for the lack of contrast when you do that. Around there looks pretty good. It's looking good. Let's increase exposure a little. Yeah, I mean, overall, it's solid. Let's add some grain to it. I'm going to add a little grain. It's just very sharp, very digital, which is fine. I mean, I shoot digital, but that looks pretty good. Here's before and after. It's clean, you know? It's clean. Looks good. So let's copy this. And this was the first paste, and here's the second. Ooh, I kind of like the faded. So what I'm gonna do, I like the curves in this one better. So we're gonna copy the curves, but I like the color grading in this one better. Wow, that's a big change. But let's increase the exposure. Oops, 80. 5? No, 80. So let's see, before and after. Maybe it's a little too much, actually. We'll drop these. If we just drop the shadows just slightly, yeah, that looks good. We'll just bring this one down as well. Okay, it's good. I'm kind of interested, honestly, in how this would look. Here, let's paste this. This was the one I thought. Wait. WTF? Okay, wait. Copy this. Oh, it's because I just have the curves. Copy this and paste it here. Increase exposure. Let's see which one we like better. That's what we started with. Oh, this one's much better. Dang. What is it? Maybe the saturation's different. Vibrance and saturation. And maybe the color grade. I like how her hair is like really shines. Dang. Why didn't this one work? Let's just steal the color grading and saturation, vibrance. Or there's none of that, but calibration. And then the curve, I guess. Let's see if we can... Oh, it's just warmer in those. It's just warmer. The thing about it, though, is like if we just increase... What I like about these is how clean it is. So, like, 231.6 is what I'm looking at for highlights. That's not the problem. Just needs a little more blue in the highlights. That was a little too much, maybe. And then it's a little too 231, maybe. Let's see, before and after. Okay, that's better. Okay, we'll call it good there. And then we'll just copy. The curves need some help. Oh, that's so much freaking better, dude. Holy moly. Look at this, before and after. Look at how her hair shines. Man, that just looks way freaking better. Not even close. Okay, see, this one doesn't need as much highlights. So anyways, that looks pretty good to me. Okay, on to the next location. Oh, same location, actually. Whoa, that's freaking rad, bro. That's the shot. I just pasted that at this edit directly on this. Man, that looks freaking good, dude. The reds, the contrast looks amazing. Holy moly. That's a wild shot right there. Okay, here's another one. It's pretty good too, honestly. I kind of dig it. Smiling. I mean, the contrast is a little much. It kind of looks like her head is actually floating here. The other one was... Oh, here we go. It's pretty good. It's pretty freaking good, dude. Let's just add some... It's a little underexposed. It's pretty rad. Pretty rad shots. I like it. We might have to work on the curves a little bit because it is like definitely intense. Like it's definitely a different type of style for me, which is when I started this edit, I was like, I want this one to be a little different than what I usually do. A little more like very filmy. Okay, that one's all right. Here's a big laugh, man. It's very dark though. Very dark. Oops, let's just check all. It might need more warmth because see how she's like not close to the light over here? So it just might need a little more warmth. Okay, moving on to a new edit. I don't know, I just pasted it. It looks pretty good to me. It looks pretty good. We can adjust this, go to the color grading. I'm pretty happy with how it looks, but this just adjust. Yeah, no, we're kind of dialed in on this one. A little more red. Nah, we don't want more red. How about the mid? I mean, honestly, the mids. Gotta fix my eyeballs. Yeah, the mids pretty dialed in as well. Oops. Ooh, a little more red in the mids actually looks nice. Actually, yeah, that's really nice. Okay, let's see. Highlights. 13 looks pretty solid. Yeah, it doesn't need more. That looks pretty good to me. What I'm noticing is there's no grain, but let's add some grain. Yeah, like that. I like the grain on these, just a little bit. And let's go back here. I'm surprised there's no grain on this. This one almost looked grainy. Wait, where's the one I really liked? This one. I'm surprised there's no grain in this. Let's pop some grain in there. Yeah, it looks better with grain. You know, now that I'm looking at it, it might need a little more highlights. It's a little yellow in the skin tone, so here, and let's just give it like 17. Yeah, look at the difference before and after. Okay, maybe that's a little too much, but nice 15. That looks good. Before and after. There we go. So, do we like the grain? I don't know. Before and after. Yeah, the grain looks pretty good to me, I think. Okay, we're going to copy this. Paste it on here. Did it paste? Oh, it did paste. Okay, that's another really good shot. Smiles. Oh, this is good. Very good. That's a great shot. I love that shot. Looking good. Honestly, looking pretty freaking good. I think this one we can ditch. Not that good. So, we'll get rid of that one. This one, this is way, like, much better for sure. I don't know if we're going to keep that, but... Okay, these... I don't think I'm going to use this one, but we'll see. Anyways, what am I doing with my life? Okay, let's go on. Move on. Okay, her looking up. Oh, man. That's a banger right there. Broski. Come on. Heck yeah. The only thing is the frickin' car in the back is so annoying, dude. Okay, this needs its own edit, unfortunately. Yeah, well, what we can do is try to just adjust. Bring down the highlights. Maybe bring up the... Yeah, so we're going to drop the balance a lot. And then... Right around there. Maybe decrease? No. Maybe, okay, let's look at the hue. My eyes are malfunctioning tonight. Staring at screens too long. Okay, we don't need to adjust the hue. Okay, let's check out these mids. Oops, that's too much. Okay, right around there looks good. Right around there. So, boom or boom. Yeah, okay. And then these highlights... Yeah. I guess right around there. I don't know, it looks a little yellow or something. Yeah, something about this I don't like. Anyways. It's kind of close enough. Let's increase the exposure a little. It's kind of close, you know, like we probably shouldn't obsess over it. It's pretty close. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, I think that's fair. Okay, let's see how this one turns out. Man, another good shot, man. I did my job on this one. Definitely did my gerb on this one. This was a good shoot. Oh, is this one gonna come out? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh, smiling. Okay, I don't know about that one. Hard to say. This one looks way different than, I think it's just way overexposed. I don't know if I like this shot anyways. I don't know if I like that shot. Okay, well, I think we did a good job, guys. I mean, I think we're probably like 95% of the way there. We're gonna need some exposure adjustments, maybe some switch ups in the curves, you know, like add a little more contrast. But overall, this is 95% of the edit. So hopefully you guys learned something. We're going to call it. I think we executed pretty well. Okay, guys. Hope you have a good night. Peace.